There is no such thing as a coincidence. The fact that you're watching this video means that there is something aligned with me and this message. Wait, is that how it goes? I actually don't know how it goes. Was that was that okay? Never mind. It's fine though. Yeah, the last I won't even lie, bro. Hold on. Text on screen generator. Yo, what's up? Yo, Zeta. Yo, what's up, man? How are you, man? Hold up. Zeta. Our cat is high out or take. You went to the short bus. Okay, here it is. What the fuck? No, I'm literally fucking sharing it. Okay, here we go. Energy to Goku one shots. Still has limits, so he automatically loses. What's good, what's good, Big Z? Do you agree? Yeah, so everyone, if you guys disagree, just join the Discord server. This is the Discord server. Just type it out. If you have Discord, yeah. It's the Zeta Mouse Club. What the fuck? Okay, Saiyans versus Kryptonians. I don't know. If this is inclusive of end of GT Goku, it's not even close. Like GT Goku would just win. But how strong the average is, so we'll never figure it out. Yeah, I think it's bullshit. That's just not true. When I can we verify his claim? Chat, is this real? Oh, am I lagging? Yo, my bad. My internet just came back. Yeah, is this real? Chat, is this real? Is this take real? Is Crollo all of JJK and Chainsaw Man no div? I don't know right now. So, what the fuck is going on? Okay, I have an idea. I'm gonna go on a different device, and hopefully that will help me out. Hot take: Mario is outer. Discord.gg/Snoblies. Come get bitched right now in my Discord server. Come get bitched. Yeah, come get bitched. Like, Mario is not outer. Let's debate that. Yeah, it's GG Zeta laggy. Well, okay, well now my inputs are working, so I don't know why my inputs weren't working before. Most light novel characters cap at 40 to high hyper. I'm skeptical to that. I don't know why you've been lately. I don't know either, dude. Who is the biggest fraud in fiction? I don't know if I already answered this, but I don't know if it processed while I was like lagging or whatever. So easily Sonic. There's no way. Well, in power scaling terms, what is this? What is this? What am I looking at? Revamp? Wait. Oh, what is Cookie about? Cookie King? The fuck? What's fucking get on another device? Yo, this is low-key pissing me the fuck off. Yo, chat. I don't know what the fuck just happened. I don't know what the fuck just happened, but my computer dead ass fucking crashed. My computer dead ass crashed. Okay, what's the argument for GT being high outer? Easy. So like you can just argue with Gogeta, right? So if the timelines can constitute, if like all possible timelines, if the possible timelines can constitute something that is outer versal, right? And regardless of what possibilities are induced, we're all still going to be weaker than Gogeta. It would just be the case that Gogeta would basically transcend this outer versal itself, and it would just follow into like a higher conceptual framework within the upper bounds of Dragon Ball's like narrative constraints. But this is something a little bit hard for me to answer because I'm not really like usually high outer is something that is a bit hard to grasp because some niggas really don't know the difference between like layers in the outer and just like actual high outer versal. Zeta will fuse with Zeta. Oh, nigga. Oh my god. If the Phantom Ruby is illusions, what about Sonic Mania, where characters possessing the Phantom Ruby are able to warp time and space in the game and teleport characters to other areas in the game? I never said it was only limited to illusion abilities, so whoever said this is dumb as fuck. But even if I granted that it was only illusion abilities, this doesn't even defeat my point, because it could be the case where their empirical observations are twisted via the illusion manipulation of the Phantom Ruby, and that there's not actual time and space being warped, or that their position or their alleged position changing could just be indexed to the illusions and there's no actual change in position. But even if I'm saying even if I granted that, like even if I granted that it's actual space-time warping, I never made the claim that it only has illusion abilities. I never made that claim. Why do you think Saiyan Saga is only planetary? Because every other meta fails to like account for the fact that it's contradictory as fuck. How does outer have different levels, like high outer or low outer? Don't they both just transcend all dimensions? That's not something I could answer, but I think it does have something to do with mathematical dimensionality. Mind elaborating on why? I don't need to. Where is the like? Just where is the like? Where is an actual good argument for Saiyan Saga being above planetary? Just genuinely, where is the good argument for that? Because I haven't seen anything that is valid to validate the characters being above planetary in the Saiyan Saga. There's nothing to substantiate this. Like that's called proof. You need to actually prove the claim.
Can you explain the many worlds interpretation? Yeah, I got you. So basically, the many worlds interpretation is basically where like all quantum possibilities are true in some form of reality, or like basically anything that can be like anything that could happen will happen in some world or some reality. Is Rimuru outer? No. Yo, Zeta, I was talking to Trick. He agrees the golden power is outer, but Lloyd didn't master it, so it's not useful. I don't know why. I'm not sure why him mastering it is necessary. I don't understand why Trick disagrees. Or, I mean, if he's saying that it's not a good argument, I mean, the fact that he literally can use the power in the first place, blatantly speaking, would just just qualify it being outer. Yo, Zeta, who wins, Doomslayer or Astra? I'm rooting for Doomslayer right now. I don't think Astra is like that. He's not that high. I don't think he's that high. Zeta, so what happened between you and Drip? Is the beef over? Well, I'm in some little bit. I'm okay. I have a little bit of some tensions with Drip because he did cover some stuff that we initially like. There was some stuff that we did cover. I'm still extremely fucking skeptical. Now, here's the thing. When me and Drip discussed, we were kind of just giving each other the benefit of the doubt, but I'm still extremely suspicious of what the fuck he's doing. And I don't think a lot of my views have not changed. I think the Overlord, the Source Dragon's role outer versatile, but Lloyd isn't. Why? He literally utilizes the power. I don't see how that wouldn't be outer. If you said outer Dragon Ball arguments are false, then what about the afterlife? What the fuck does that tell you, you fucking idiot? If you said outer Dragon Ball arguments are false, then what about the afterlife? What do you think, bro? What do you think? Zeta, Marvel Null versus Fuse Zamasu. I mean, if you think the Sugoroku space, if you think Super and GT are in the same timeline, Goku Black would unironically be high outer. I'm not even joking. If Super and GT are in the same timeline, Goku Black becomes high outer. That's not a joke. But I'm rooting for Zamasu. Is Buu Saga outer? No. GT Goku fucking one shots. That's not even close either. GT Goku one shots. Goku Black becomes outer via what? Well, for one, you have to accept GT and Super being in the same world. Otherwise, it's fundamentally impossible. So basically, right, if GT and Super are connected and they're in the same like overall world or macrocosm or the whole like reality itself, the Sugoroku space would exist in Super. And if the Kais already have knowledge or like their knowledge encompasses the Sugoroku space, like Kabito Kai and Elder Kai can literally perceive it. So, and the fact that Goku Black says that the summit is beyond his understanding, which is basically encompasses the understanding and the creation abilities of the Kais, or the creation authority of the Kais, the knowledge, the all that encompassing, right, which would encompass the Sugoroku space, which is already outerversal, right? If we go by that prior, right, this would just invoke Goku Black being high outer via transcending this conceptual scope, which is just going to be high outerversal. Yeah, because the thing is that at full potential, yeah, if you give the like I'm saying the elemental powers are literally conceptual. So if you utilize them to their full potential, you would be able to like actualize or realize basically any conceptual framework of that thing in question. Why would the summit scaling not be a hyperbole? Because it's consistent. Also, why would it be a hyperbole? Like, nigga, why would it be hyperbolic? Like, what is the basis for it being hyperbolic? Because then because we can just accept any statement as hyperbolic without any form of like basis. So what is the basis for the statement being hyperbolic? Why is Z Broly over Daima Goku? Because Daima Goku doesn't scale to him. The fuck? There's literally no scaling conditions for him to scale to Z Broly. That's not true. So the thing, I don't know if you guys are literally blind, but this is just so easy to refute because King Vegeta, when he waved his hand, now look, I think multiplanetary is possible. I think it's available. But the thing about waving his planets and shit, it was 3 different blasts. It wasn't even one blast. To actually be multiplanetary, your AP has to encompass the set of multiple different planets via one attack. That's how multiplanetary works. You can't have 3 blasts and say it's multiplanetary. That's retarded. Well, I have to release this other video. Now, I would have, chat, I would have showed you guys the intro, but my shit fucking died. Like, my computer's chopped right now. Gang, use your head. Where do you think the feats come from? My God, there are some stupid fucking people in my chat. Where the fuck do you think the feats come from? Where do you scale Super Goku? He's probably like, he's definitely outer, but he's like, he could even be high outer if you think GT's connected to Super. Am I stupid, twin? You haven't said anything stupid yet, so no. Like, also, wait. Why would the summit scaling not be a hyperbole? Like, even if I had no counter evidence against that, there's nothing that even supports it being hyperbolic anyway. Like, what? Vegeta's Saiyan Saga versus Invincible verse. Does he solo? Probably. I mean, unless you think, like, Invincible's, like, star level or something. Then they would win. Trick talking to people at 7:51 p.m. knowing damn well this nigga's gonna go to sleep in like 10 or 20 minutes. What the fuck, nigga? Knowing damn well he's gonna sleep in 20 minutes and he's on live chat. Where do you scale Sid? Who the fuck is that? Zeta, where do you scale Ark Survival Evolved? I'm not answering that because I don't give a shit. I played the game, but there's nothing to confidently scale the verbs. Like, and even if I did, I don't even think it would hold any relevance to my channel, like, at all. Like, low-key, like, there is just some shit that I will not care about. Stop saying the N-word, you're a white man behind the screen. How the fuck do you know if I'm white if literally, like, I'm not even white? Like, gang, I'm not even white. I'm not white, gang. What the fuck are you talking about? Look, I get that I'm American, so I sound like an American, like a white American, because I have some white in me, but I'm not even fully white. So you sound dumb as fuck every time you fucking talk and ask me retarded fucking questions every time you fucking type a message. You zero swag. Nigga, show me a band. You're fucking broke, nigga. I have more swag than you. We can go band for band on fucking Discord right now, and I literally will just show you half of my fucking money, and you'll get fucking money mogged. You disgusting, broke bitch calling me zero swag. This fucking pendejo. Zeta, why can't Spino fanboys accept that Indominus gets utterly slammed? Wait, what? Wait, Indominus gets slammed? No, nigga. Grown on man on YouTube. Gang, you're the one who made the claim that I have no swag, right? So if I'm trying to show you, if I'm trying to propose a band for band, because I actually have money that I made, right, via my work, nigga, if I'm giving you the money, let's go ban for ban. Because you said I had no swag, right? Why this nigga backing up and saying, oh, you're a grown-ass man? Nigga, you're the one who said I had no swag, right? So why are you like backing down like a bitch and trying to do the grown-ass man excuse? And by the way, I'm not even a full-grown man. I'm only like 17. I'm not even 18 yet, which is funny. Do I use CSAP? I just do whatever's like logically coherent. Prime Rexy versus CC Spino. CC Spino was so fucking buns and barely upscales from JP3. Like, why do people think that CC Spino scales high? Like, no, he doesn't. Like, where's the scaling of CC Spino, bro? They're just pulling out this random shit like, oh, CC Spino is like a massive buff from like JP3 Spino. Bro, no. Where's the upscaling? It doesn't exist. Why do people say that? Like, where's the upscale? Where's the upscale? Dumbass, you could be a grown man with no swag. Okay. Yeah, I could be. But I already said we can go ban for ban on that. So I don't know why you're bringing that up. I could be grown with no swag. But you're talking about grown-ass man clearly in context of something else because I presented that, right? So if it's not going to be relevant, then it's not going to be relevant. Guys, chill. It's not that deep. Spine on my goat, though. Yeah, where's the upscaling? Hot take, Moro beats Beerus. Gang, literally, Beerus admitted that he would defeat Moro. What are you talking about? Like, you guys, like, Beerus literally admitted he would defeat Moro, and Super Goku is still below Beerus. Like, this is something that's verified by Toyotaro. You sure transcending space and time is outer? Yes, because dimensionality is intrinsic to space-time. So yes, it would be outer. Like, spatial dimensionality is literally indexed to space. So I don't know why people are going to deny dimensionality being outer or something like that. Or like transcending dimensions being outer. Zeta, where do I scale JJK? Not planetary. Hot take. Astra could no diff bleach. Yo, Trick, we got one. It's from the game Astra's Wrath. But no, he does not no diff bleach. Literally, bleach could just use any of their hexes, and Astra has no resistance towards them. Zeta, where do you scale Alucard? Not outer. People were telling me he was a conceptual being. That's not true. Like some weird conceptual being that makes him outer. Cold take. Spinosaurus is the most overrated Jurassic Park character. Facts. He literally gets beat up by anyone who is stronger than Bull in the entire verse. Literally anyone who is stronger than Bull would slam Spino. Literally any version of Spino. CC Spino. JP3 Spino. Literally any version of anything that is stronger than Bull automatically beats Spino. I'm being so dead ass. Hot take. Sonic isn't even outer. Gang, if you meant hot as like negative 50 degrees, bro, it's a hot take. Astra is low multi max. Yeah, even if I granted that he was low multi and shit, like they would still he would just have no resistances to anyone in Bleach. Yeah, that's just silly. Goku Black, no diff. Hot take, Spider-Man beats Batman. Lemon? Yeah, I'm gonna get lemon on you, bro. You're fucked. Okay. Hot take. End of series Ichigo high diffs DBZ Busaga Gohan. Okay, you need to chill out with that take. This take is low-key wild, bro. This take is actually wild. Now look, I would love but I low-key wouldn't debate it though, because it sounds so boring that I actually don't want to cover it. Hot take, SCP is kind of fodder. I think I know who made this take, but if you're in the Discord server, just go debate that one guy. Yo, Zeta, where do you think Superman caps out in terms of Dragon Ball Super arcs? He would deadass like Loki. He might even solo Super. he has better scaling than most of Super. So I think he would probably beat Super. I'm not even joking. It's either he stops at the Tournament of Power or something like that, or he dead ass like donkey like shits on Super. Because like the power levels don't really transcend after that. They don't really like get that. They don't have these big increases. But then like if you believe that like Dragon Ball is high outer and Super, it's not close. Hot take: Giga saved the Giga. What? I don't. Okay, bro. Where do you scale Dante? I don't know. Zeta, who wins Marvel or DC? I'm willing to do DC more. I'm like more towards DC. Theoretical gravity manipulation is nearly undefeatable unless baseline or higher. What is this talking about? Where do I scale Kirby? Not outer. Have you looked at Fate? Oh my god, I want to watch that show so bad, but I never had the time to do it because I have to work on YouTube videos or I got to work on school. But low key, all the women in Fate can get that as long as they're over the age of 18. Because like I'm 17 and shit, and I can't be saying stuff like that or I'm gonna get clip farmed. But low key, like I would crack like I would actually lose all my sperm, bro. It's Gooner slop, don't bother. Gang, have you actually seen Fate fights, bro? What are you talking about? Fate scaling inconsistent with the root, just argue divine spirits. Oh no. Zeta being a Gooner again. Gang, Fate is actually good. I don't know what to tell you, bro. Someone clip that. Why? Yo, if you guys are deadass clipping me for that, that's actually gay. That's actually gay. You're actually gay for that. Hot take. Anya Forger is boundless and next Xeno Goku and GT Goku. Yo, this take was so boring. Like nobody was laughing at this. Yo, can someone in my chat can we just spam that this dude is a grown ass man? Like saying these jokes in 2026. Just say you're a grown ass man. Yo, this is like you're a grown ass man making these jokes over and over again, bro. This shit died in 2023 and you're still making these jokes, bro. Like, nobody is laughing, bro. No, like, bro, can we not make corny-ass jokes? No, because I'm going to fucking humiliate you. Like, that is just so annoying. Gravity is omnidirectional. It warps the geometry in every direction around a mass, and universal. It forces anything existing in space-time, including light, time itself, and any possible spatial temporal dimension to follow that curve. Sure. Hot take, Deku beats Luffy. Oh my god, that's actually a hot take. That's actually insane. Do I have opinions on JJK scaling? Yeah, it's not planetary. Anyways. El Caratoria versus End of Z Goku. This is End of Z Goku. If you think GT and Super are in the same timeline, End of Z Goku is automatically high outer. Post GT versus Super Unk? Me? I've already done this topic so many times, but I've never directly answered GT versus Super directly, though. So I might make a video on that. A real shame? Gang, they're not planetary. I don't know why this isn't clear. Like, when they talk about, like, hot take, Zeta, is Rimuru gay? I don't think Rimuru is gay. I'm pretty sure he's a male and actually has a harem. He's just like looks like really feminine. Oh yeah, I just think every question is like relative to me if like nobody's like tagging a specific person. That they would just change skill off of Goku, bro. That's like pretty easy. A real shame. Gang, I don't know what to tell you, bro. Like, JJK is just not planetary, bro. I don't know why people try to use Yuki's black hole, even though Yuki's black hole, like, no one actually scales to it. like at its full potential, nobody scales to Yuki's black hole. And Yuki herself doesn't even scale to it. Why do I think JJK is not planetary? Because every single planetary argument fails to account for the contradictions and fails to account for the fact that it meets a insufficient amount of substantiation to support the claim. So that's why it's not planetary. JJK is high universal, Yorozu's perfect sphere. Okay, you're a blatant idiot because I don't think you actually understand context. So not only does infinite pressure not have to be taken literally, and this would just be consistent with the other prior feats in the series, and we're just appealing to bare minimums, but infinite could also just mean really big. For example, right, when we talk about things that can be interpreted under like an infinite account, they could also be like reduced to some finite explanation. Like, for example, if I say, I told you a countless amount of times, that doesn't mean I literally told you a limitless infinite amount of times, right? It just means that I told you a lot of times, but countless can be used as a word to express some form of infinity. So when we talk about something infinite, it doesn't always have to be something that is literally infinite or operates under like some sort of high universal framework. So we shouldn't be just automatically appealing to literal infinity. I think it just causes like severe contextual issues. The only reason that Yuki's black hole had the ability to destroy the planet was because the nature of a black hole is that they get stronger and larger the more physical matter they consume. Yeah, so it's literally over time. At the start, it was literally barely causing damage to the surroundings. Yeah, exactly. And the thing is that Yuki doesn't even scale to it. So I don't know. I just don't know why people say that she does. She doesn't. Can Jaku use the CT to nullify the black hole with Tengen's barrier? No, that doesn't work though. That literally doesn't even work because the black hole that he's neutralizing is not even planetary. How infinity works actually, it's just infinitely dividing space. Like, this is also the reason I don't say the Dragon Ball universe is infinite, because I think infinite can just be expressed to mean really big. And this is just consistent because something infinity, you cannot divide infinity by finite numbers. The fact that the universe can be divided just makes it more expected that it's actually not infinite, because infinity cannot be divided. And if it is divided, it would still be infinite, which completely defeats the point of dividing it in the first place. So it's not actually infinite. It did. Like, what Zeta that was literally stated how they stopped the black hole. Again, you're not tracking. Even if I granted that was the case, it still wouldn't be planetary because the black hole being suppressed is not planetary. A black hole is only planetary via overtime growth. That's how black holes work. It's just simply absorbing more mass and more like around its area. So its potency is not even planetary in the verse. Like when like I get a black hole eventually is planetary, but the state it was in is not planetary. So you can't grant that it's planetary from that. Do you know any characters that are boundless? Yeah, end of GT Goku. A perfect sphere can theoretically generate infinite pressure at a single infinitesimal point of contact with a perfectly rigid surface, which is why the manga says the perfect sphere is impossible. Okay, again, even if I granted this was the case, like I said, infinite can just be talking about a large set of numbers. That's literally what infinite can also mean. And by the way, like, this doesn't even, if it actually was infinite, if it was actually infinite pressure, the earth would literally be gone from this shit, from this pressure being applied. JJK AP scale is bad, speed is worse. Gang, JJK doesn't scale high. Please stop talking. Have you ever played Smash before? If so, have you had the chance to add 5 characters? Which would you choose? No limits and any characters allowed. Wait, what do you mean add 5 characters? Like I played Smash before, but you know, I was I used to be a Bowser Jr. main. I also like would main Kirby a bit, but I'm pretty sure everybody has mained Kirby before. Zeta, who wins, Sun Wukong or GT Goku? They literally cannot win against each other because they're both fundamentally boundless. Drip the bum. What do you want? Israeli sauce. Where do I scale Saitama? He's like a solar system to Universal. Yo Zeta, where do I scale One Piece? Like, how do I say this? Like not star level. Where do you scale JJK now? Also, I heard you lost your old cord. What's my new one? It's Zeta Solos 2, and I already own the Discord server. So the fact that you don't actually know my new account means you're not in the server. So just add discord.gg/noblesse, and you'll see my account is there. Yo, Zeta, where did you scale One Piece? Where did I? That implies past tense. Or wait, I think I already answered this. Hot take, Buu Saga Vegito slaps up Kaba. This is actually really hard to justify. Because here's the thing. In order for you to actually justify this, you would have to argue that Goku didn't absorb God Ki in base. Or the God Power in base. Where do I scale My Hero Academia? Not planetary. Where do Palkia and Dialga scale? They might be outerversal, but I don't know. Last live stream was rough. GG for trying. What do you mean GG? Like Drip didn't even defend himself properly. I don't know what you mean GG for trying. Or were you talking about like the mics and shit? Because the quality was really bad. But we have I still have a lot of suspicions on Drip Sauce that I don't think he justified at all. He didn't absorb it in the base. Otherwise, the Super Saiyan wouldn't be yellow. I don't think that's the point that was being mentioned. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, he did absorb the God Ki in base, but he didn't absorb it into his base power. So he still has all the energy, but it's not intrinsic to his base form. Does Superman beat Goku? No, but he's really fucking OP. He would solo most of Dragon Ball. Where do I scale the Cell Saga? So they're probably like they're either like universal or they're going to be like higher dimensional. Because if you argue that power levels can cause higher dimensional jumps, Cell would literally be high hyperversal. No, Jinwoo is not outer. Where do I scale myself? Okay, if you guys want to see my backstory, I have a lot of funny feats in real life. But if you guys want me to cover all of my real life feats, some of them are pretty funny stories. I won't even lie. But maybe later though. If you guys want me to do it, I'll do it. But we can do it right now. But if you guys don't, if the chat doesn't want it, I won't say anything about it. That's just a consistency, but that's not what the main point is. Cell in the manga is only Galaxy. I wonder how. Well, I don't know, dude. I don't scale the manga. I think the manga scaling is boring. Goku or Jinmori? I can't answer that. Which is consistent with Cell having infinite ki. Yeah, exactly. So somebody did their homework. But anyways, yo Zeta, who wins? You or Evil Zeta? It's pretty tough. Evil Zeta's up there. You could say he's my Zangetsu, huh? He's my Zangetsu. Can Evil Zeta beat Tron? This is ironic because Tron and Evil Zeta debated, and Tron humbled Evil Zeta. So yeah, poor Evil Zeta. But hey, Evil doesn't get that far. I do think power levels increases can reach higher dimensions of power, then so would be high hyperversal under your belief system. Where do you scale Dinosaur King? I heard they're literally universal, so but that's just what I heard. Who's smarter, Evil Zeta or Ayano Koji? I have a weird feeling Evil Zeta holds back in every conversation we have, and I think he might be like an intellectual genius. Evil Zeta one-shots. But what do you say to people that says GT can't be canon because the movies are canon GT but are not canon Super? The movies are not canon to GT. They're not even in the same timeline as GT. The only movies that are in the same timeline of GT are Cooler and Garlic Jr., which are the same movies that are connected to Super as well. So there's no contradiction. Wrath of the Dragon, idiot. Well, this is Drip the Bum. Yeah, Dragon Fist is universal across all continuities. Like Wrath of the Dragon equals Dragon Fist. You know what I'm saying? Why did I get into power scaling? Ironically, this was because of Drip Sauce. But, you know, I'm not on good terms with them. Don't forget Fusion Reborn. Nope. Fusion Reborn is not connected to GT. I need to fucking rework my GT skill. It is so outdated. Like, how? How is it so outdated, bro? Where do I scale Rayman? You know what's funny? I played Rayman Legends, but I forgot everything that happened in it. Goat is live. Yes, I'm live. Okay, I'm getting bored. You guys want to talk about my real life feats? I have real life feats. It's really funny. Is Metal Cooler canon GT? Yeah. It's the sequel to the Cooler movie. So yes. All right, we're going to talk about my real life feats. Okay, so my first feat. Okay, so this story, it was the day before middle school. And I was at this party, right? And I was at this birthday party. This girl's birthday party or whatever, right? And basically what happened was I decided to be a little shit. And what happened was this girl had a sister at the party, right? But she had like this little diving things, like the you know, like the fins, like the feet thing, like the fish fins that you put on your feet. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Like the diving feet thing. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Like you guys know. Do you guys know what I'm fucking talking about? I genuinely want to know. I think it might help with the conversation. Okay. So I think, okay. Yeah, flippers. Bingo, right there. Yeah, flippers, right? So this girl had flippers, right? The birthday kid's sister, she had flippers, right? And I took the flippers and I was swimming with the flippers. But then I got caught having the flippers, right? So she was trying to chase me and get the flippers back, right? So then I was beating the shit out of her and then started kicking the shit out of her. And yeah, I was low-key a demon back then, but I don't really be moving like that anymore. But this was like the day before middle school. So I was still like a little youngling, bro. But I had no responsibility. I did not give a fuck if my enemy was a man or a woman. But I kicked the donkey shit out of her in the pool, and she was getting beat the fuck up. And I was taking the flippers and shit. But then, like, I realized, right, so this means I scaled to her, obviously. So then what happened was I was like, shit, I'm going to get. So what I did, right, is I took off the flippers and I was blending in with the crowd. And then, like, I was never caught. But my mom knows about it, though. So, yeah. Yeah. Hey, but is this a W speed feat? Because, like, I didn't get caught, though. Chat! I didn't get caught. That's a W speed feat. That's a W speed feat and IQ feat. Okay. Okay, chat. That's a W feat. That's a W feat. This was like the day before middle school. You do realize they know the fusion dance in the Broly movie, and back in the Buu saga, Vegeta saw the fusion technique with Goten and Trunks back in the underworld, so he would know. Gang, what? This ain't a feat. Yes, that's a feat by definition. What if evil Zeta and Zeta are the same person? That's up to your interpretation, and this is an aspect of the Noblesse lore. Zeta, have you played any Resident Evil game? If yes, which one is your favorite? Mine is Resident Evil 7. I haven't played Resident Evil, but my brother has. So this is the wrong question. You know, I was pretty good at the pacer test. I was really good at the pacer test during my run, dude. I was like pretty high up there. I would usually end up in like the top 10 and shit. So who's the most biased Sonic scaler you've ever met? I low-key think this is like the Gaming Rift or Tom the Dog, right? Yeah, explain how Gaburo ducked me. So I tried meeting him through mutuals, and then that didn't work. And then like this dude had this pussy friend who was like being a little bitch, and he was preventing me from talking to Gaburo. Like, I'm harmless, little bro. I'm harmless. I'm harmless, bro. What are you talking about? Like, stop, bro. Like, genuinely stop. You're weird, bro. Can today's Zeta scale to the average male in modernity? If not, how long will it take to get there? I don't understand this question. Who is the Nobly Sinister Six? Easy. Okay, so this is Drip Sauce, Ryu, Vonky, Evil Zeta. Fuck, I need two more. Whoa! Okay, Spinosaurus fans and Sonic fans. That's low key like my Sinister Six, but I don't know. It could expand from there. Logical J is too fucking irrelevant. I think he's relevant to the Drip Sauce case, but he's generally not a relevant person to the Zeta lore. Zeta, what's your opinion on Transformers? Dude, this is like the third dude who asked me that. I don't know, dude. I mean, I watched like the Bayverse and stuff, like the Michael Bay movies. What are your thoughts on Denko? Who is Denko? Sonic low-key outer then. No, he's not, bro. What do you nigga, you're tripping. Who wins, Astaroth from HP Lovecraft or GT Goku? GT Goku. Goku with his hand, but Jesus Christ. Yeah, Goku still wins that. Goku still wins that. Middle Track is not in the list. He was never relevant to begin with. I just debunked him 2 times, but this is because he says like some bullshit every 6 months. Yeah, I confronted Drip Sauce. We talked about the allegations, but we couldn't record all of it because the stream was lagging. Will Saitama solo Fiction or will Fiction solo Saitama? Cool, bro. Gang, someone already asked me that. Nah, Sonic is higher than Uni. How? Literally how? How far would Gumball make it in Dragon Ball? He would lose to Namek Saga Goku. Zeta, what's the worst argument for Outerversal Goku? Surprisingly, there's one worse than the super dimensional shit. No, not the super dimensional shit. The otherworld shit. It's the super dimensional shit. That's the worst argument of all time. Or maybe like the Beats World RF Transcendence thing is also pretty shit. Zeta, where do you scale the big 3? They're all not outer. Nah, he'd lose to Cell Saga Goku. Gumball is Super Saiyan 2. Apparently a multiplier, but only by 50, dude. That's not how that works, dude. I could be human level times 50. That's not touching anything in Namek Saga. Like, being at Super Saiyan 2 doesn't mean you're Cell Saga level. That's not how that works at all. Where do you scale Analog Scarlet? Yeah, I'm not answering that. Solaris and Time Eater. Okay, 1, Sonic doesn't scale to Solaris. Goofy. You're a goofy. Goofball. Also, Time Eater doesn't get Sonic to multi. Who is the worst power scaler? Right now, as of this year, it's Middle Track. He's like the worst. He's had like the worst run this year. Can you imagine Saitama losing? No, kid. I can't imagine him losing. Comp Goku, negative difficulty. End of GT Goku exists. Hyperbolic Time Chamber has a separate space-time. Yeah, it's literally a different dimension. What do you want me to tell you? Definitely not Middle Track. Gang, Who has the worst power scaling run in 2026? Who? Time Eater versus Goku Black one shots. Superman versus Super Goku, I think Super Goku. Cap Zeta Marvel Captain Universe versus Zeno. Comic creator, the Sigma Elite, etc. Okay, well, the fact that this one dude is named the Sigma Elite already makes him better than Middle Track. I personally believe that if you're named the Sigma Elite, you gain like 100 aura points when you talk. And comic creator, I mean, he's also bad, but I mean, at least I would say he's more consistent than Middle Track. At least Middle Track tries to make sense, even though he's spitting straight bullshit. I think he just takes random scans and shoves it up your ass. That's what I think he does. Guides and game, none of them are taking Solaris seriously in his first form and only see him as a challenge in his second form. And Time Eater quite literally as AP and DC to destroy time and space. Okay, so one, destroying a space-time is just universal plus. That's cool, bro. That's completely irrelevant. Also, guys in the game, none of them take Solaris seriously. Gang, even if I granted you that, they don't actually scale to him in AP. Like, they can not take him seriously. That like having a personal belief or a personal like belief system about someone doesn't influence one's AP at all. Like it doesn't. What do I think of OPM God? I don't know. Drip Sauce is better than Middle Track. He's actually more consistent than Middle Track. Zeta, you think Goku's strong enough to lift Norse mythology Thor's hammer? Definitely. I think Goku definitely got that. And he'd have enough will to do it. Where do I scale Anos? Not outer. He's not outer. How far does Sonic get in Dragon Ball? He gets bitched by fucking Frieza. I'm not even joking. He loses to Final Form Frieza. And if he somehow beats Final Form Frieza, he wouldn't even get anywhere near Cell. Oh, he just takes a bunch of scans and statements out of context. They're really bad. Oh my god, Super Goku Solo's so bad, but I wouldn't say he's like a scaler. I think he's just like a bum. Like, I don't really think he's in that list. Yo, everybody say W-Unk for the comeback of KD Central. Everybody, all the OGs know and love KD Central. Everyone just say W-Unk in chat. Gang, that's not true. There is not multiple Solaris. It is basically one Solaris in many points in time. That's not true in the narrative whatsoever. Yeah, and yet they had to like put out a fucking fire. Like, of course they couldn't be killed normally physically. Maybe it's because they don't actually fucking scale to him. Yeah, Tom has repeatedly ducked me, so he does not want to talk to me at all. He's also had me blocked multiple times. Zeta, did you see a video where Ian confirms modern Sonic is on equal footing with Kid Goku? Yeah, that's pretty funny. Doesn't really help anything though. Or because he's immortal and couldn't be killed again normally? No, they literally don't even scale to him, bro. If he was immortal, he wouldn't be able to die. The whole point of immortality is that you can't die. So if you could die via being put out by a flame, it means Solaris is not actually immortal. Yeah, Tom lost to Historic, and I beat Historic. No, wait, Tom is not the same. No, Tom Supreme is not Tom the Dog. Yeah, he does. Solaris got sealed, if I can remember. Yeah, but even if I granted he was immortal, I don't think the immortality contributes to anything about them physically scaling to him or not. But I'm pretty sure he does die. Wait, you beat Historic like a week ago. Like last week, I beat Historic. Or no, it was like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I slammed him. He literally kicked off my judge. I'm not even joking. Not outer. What kind of threw me off at the ending of 06 was that if Solaris exists across all time, wouldn't he just stop Sonic from blowing at the flame? Because the flame is outside of time. I think it's in a place that exists outside the timeline or something. That's what I think happened at the end. Them actually damaging to Solaris to push him to his final form. They literally attacked his consciousness. They're not actually damaging him. Physical attacks were not damaging. What are you talking about? Yeah, exactly. So this is just another point to substantiate that he doesn't actually scale to Solaris. Is the fact that it wasn't even his true self, because they were just fighting in a time-space nexus of the universe, which is just 3D space and 1D time. And Solaris is a higher dimensional being. And using dimensional logic, a full essence of something higher dimensional, the entire dimensional essence cannot be instantiated within a 3D reality. Like, he's literally not even the 5D Solaris. Hot take, Kenki inspired, Gojo Big 3. Oh god, yeah, Kenki's really funny. New power scale debate. Historic's girlfriend's male homeboy versus Zeta's wife's boyfriend. Yeah, gang. Like, bro, I don't watch the burnt peanut, bro. Stop projecting. What Sonic's barely 5D or below? Bro, have you guys seen like the burnt peanut like epidemic where like full grown men are watching a VTuber dressed as a peanut and they all look like chuds? Like, I've seen this on my TikTok, but I don't know if everyone else has seen it. But oh my god, like this is actually like this has to be a humiliation ritual for men. This has to be a humiliation ritual that I've seen for like the burnt peanut shit. It's actually a humiliation ritual. Like, they're making literally every other like white man look bad, or every other man in general like look bad. But it's mainly white people though, which is like kind of weird. Beerus versus the strongest version of Thor from the comics who wins? Probably Beerus. No, you know what's crazy? No. Another thing about the whole wife's boyfriend thing, there's also like the Creek Crap shit. Like, have you guys actually seen like this nigga Creek Crap? So this dude, Creek Crap, is a full-grown man making Roblox videos. Who I think he has a fiance, by the way, talking about steal a brain rot, and he's been doing this like steal a brain rot gameplay for like a year now. Like, you can tell this dude is like a chud or like a cuck. How far does Beerus get in GT? He doesn't get anywhere. Is the femboy slime outer? No. Who's more corny, Asmongold's fan base or the burnt peanut? The burnt peanut. Creek cried over tongue so hard, by the way. Surely he was just being ironic, right? Right? Like right? Right? Me personally, Goku is really power level, but his personality is better than his power. He has pure of heart and is the most nicest and forgiving character in Z. Dragon Ball GT changed him. You have no idea the gap between me and Trick. Okay, Trick, actually, bro, he would one-shot me. He would one-shot me. He would literally... No, I've debated him before. He fucking rhetorically molested me, bro. He molested me, bro. Trick intellectually molested me, bro. When I came out of that debate, I didn't feel the same way again, bro. He actually bent me over and gave me rhetorical backshots, bro. I'm not even joking, bro. That's how badly he beat me. No, I'm not glazing, bro. That's literally what happened. Gang, I'm just giving you an accurate depiction of the events in question. Bro, doing gotta all those. Wait, doing gotta all those. I'm having a stroke from reading this. What the fuck? Why did he type? Like, bro, you have some mild dyslexia, bro. What? Guys, what would Trick think of the burnt peanut? I don't know what he would think of the burnt peanut. I don't know what he would think of whatever that is. Who knows? Only I know. What just happened? Um, like, bro, what? That would never happen. Literally, that would never happen. And by the way, Drip lost to Trick before, so yeah. Whoo! Yeah, Trick. He already beat Drip Sauce. Drip couldn't engage with the principle of explosion. Guys, like, I'm holding back. I'm holding back on my on my evilness and shit. I'm like actually evil. I'm literally like, where do you think my laugh comes from, bro? Is there anyone who could beat Trick? Yup, there is somebody who's beyond him as well. Although it'd be pretty hard to determine who. It'd be pretty difficult. Because Trick is really good. Maybe Tron? Probably Tron. But I don't like to mention Tron. Can Charlie Kirk beat Trick in a debate? No. I think Trick genuinely would beat Charlie Kirk. I don't know why. Like, I had this weird intuition that Trick would actually beat him. Because here's the thing. Charlie Kirk has lost to random college people, bro. He has lost to random fucking college students, bro. I think Trick has that. I think he would genuinely get the win. Can Andrew Wilson beat Trick? No idea who that is. All right, but anyways, right? So let me guys teach you something about what Trick taught me. Okay, so you guys know contradictions can exist in fiction, right? You guys know this? Contradictions can exist. Like, contradictions can exist in fiction. Yeah, whether you guys like it or not, contradictions can exist. Yeah, but anyways, there's something important to this. Okay, so since contradictions exist in fiction, how could we grant a tier in power scaling if contradictions could exist in fiction? Because, like, what do we do? Because then, like, for example, let's say the narrative says that X has time but also has no time, which would basically be saying that X is outer versal but not outer versal, right? So basically, this would cause something inconclusive within the tiering system. So how do we conclude something within the tiering system under this epistemic issue, right? Relating to this knowledge that we have, right? So here's how we fix this issue, right? So what we do is we simply just abide by what is more in tandem with the author's conceptual scheme. So basically, for example, let's say, oh, X is timeless, but X also moves, right? So given how this explicit statement defined by the author or the narrative, right, says that X is timeless, right? We would go as to what is more consistent with this intention, right? So we would just deny in this case that movement in this fictional narrative is going to operate under, like, in real life metaphysics via this, like, formula or via this framework. So, like, this is just a decent way to describe it. But basically, since we know contradictions, like, at the end of the day, what I'm basically saying is, like, since we know that contradictions can exist in fiction, we need to understand that an outer versal feat is only granted if it abides by the conceptual scheme of the author. I think that's what Trick meant, right? I'm pretty sure that's what he meant. I'd have to double check, but at the end of the day, I don't know. Yeah. What the fuck? Yo, KD, that's crazy, bro. Fuck no. I would slam Charlie Kirk on that. Some might argue plot-induced stupidity. Oh my god. Okay, I don't think you guys understand. So basically, the point is, even if there are contradictions in fiction, what we grant, right, is just what's more in line with the author's conceptual scheme in order to define it with the tiering system. Yeah, so the thing is that contradictions can exist in fiction, but without some form of consistency or what is existent more in line with the author, right, or the author's beliefs, right, we can't really make any conclusions to the tiering system because the tiering system necessarily requires some form of logic or some form of, like, way to conclude what tier it relies on. Because we're not going to say it's outer versal and not outer versal, because then that would just be inconclusive. Even though that can exist in fiction, right, it's not going to be conclusive within the tiering system. It necessarily has to be conclusive. It could. Death of the author is basically like, and like an author can be like contradicted. But basically, right, just like the thing about the author is that the author is basically like the narrative, like the voice of the narrative, right? If there are example like a dialetheist, so basically, yeah, it's kind of like dialetheism, except the thing is that contradictions existing in fiction is literally just dialetheism, or just paraconsistent logic. But the thing about scaling, right, is that it's not just about contradictions existing in fiction. It's basically what is determining how do we conclude tiers in the first place, even if fiction is contradictory. So it's not just about the framework of fiction. It's about how we apply tiers in the first place. Now, the philosopher trick. Oh my god. He dives into this topic because he's so rhetorical. What do you think is my funniest moment? Probably like there's some goofy fucking shit on the clip farms. I'm not even joking. There's so many niggas clip farming me, bro. I'm gonna like end the stream. Yo, I'm gonna just go, guys. See ya.